We now move to our fifth coach, head coach of the Charleston Southern Buccaneers, Jamey Chadwell. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning.
Bucs move to 3-0 following the 34-10 win over Campbell. Wrapping up the four-game homestand this weekend against crosstown rivals, the Citadel, at 6 p.m. We'll talk about them and all the things going around campus and the stadium for that. But open up to talk about the victory over the Camels, and then give us your initial thoughts on the Bulldogs. We'll go into questions.
Well, obviously we were down at halftime, 10-7. We didn't come out on the short week and really play that well in any phase there in the first half, which was disappointing. And to Campbell's credit, I think they came out and really took it to us, and had a lead, and they really had a chance to make it more there. And then the second half, we were able to come out and get a drive as soon as right after kickoff, get some points, get a turnover, and then our special teams were big there going in from the third to the fourth quarter, and ended up playing really well there in the second half. The thing that was disappointing is that we just not put together all three phases, a whole game, which as our competition improves here, that's going to be our challenge. But sometimes, our young guys are learning that you got to be ready to go every week. And fortunately, we've been able to come away with some victories in those as those young guys are learning how to play. But I thought overall, especially our special teams and offensively, we've really played well into the second half there, which we needed because that's where we've been sort of struggling a little bit. Our defense has been pretty consistent all year. But had some guys make some plays and got some guys going and give us some confidence going into this coming week.
All right, we'll start taking questions for Charleston Southern head coach Jamey Chadwell. Please press *1 on your phone at any time, or click the Q&A link near the top of your browser. Click raise hand if you joined us via the web. Questions for Charleston Southern head coach Jamey Chadwell. And Coach, while we're waiting for those, if you can talk about the Citadel coming up.
Well, it's obviously a big game, first time that they've ever come to our place. So that's something that I think is exciting for our university and our fans and our team. To have them come up here. We're still trying to make it into a rival game. We've only beat them twice in our existence, so probably can't call it a rival if you beat them that many times. But we're still looking forward to competing, and we know the competition that we've played with. All due respect, the teams we've played has not been what the Citadel has. Coastal being the top 5 in the country, and then Florida State obviously being number 1. So the type of people that they've seen compared to us is a big difference, and so we're going to have to play really well, and on all three phases to have a chance to compete and win the game. They're doing a great job on defense. Coach Houston, obviously a defensive coach, and they do a great job there. Have really held some Coastal and Florida State did some good stuff against them. Offensively, they're running the triple option, so you know how that works, and you have to be a discipline there, and they do a good job on special teams. So it's a big challenge for us. It's a big step up in competition, but something we're excited for, another chance to play a Southern Conference team and show what Big South football is about. So we're excited about that and to be able to do it at home.
Thank you, Coach. We're taking questions for Jamey Chadwell, head coach, Charleston Southern. Please press *1 on your phone at any time, or click the Q&A link near the top of your browser, or click raise hand if you joined us via the web. And Coach, to understand your expanding capacity on Saturday, what's the number going to go up to?
You know what? I don't know. I guess that determines on how many people's buying tickets right now. But it looks like, from what we've been told, they're going to double the size of our visitor stand. So we're looking at adding at least 1,000 more seats for this game, and possibly more, just depending on as close we get. So that's something that's obviously a first for us to be able to have that type of atmosphere here and be able to hold everybody. So we're anticipating a good crowd, obviously from our guys and from the Citadel bringing up a good crowd. So that just benefits, I think, everybody to be able to have a game of this quality and this magnitude, and for our university to be prepared for it and do some things. I think it shows the steps that we're taking to try to become a relevant, FCS program.
All right, thanks, Coach. We do have a question for you from Jeff Hartzell of the Post and Courier.
Hey.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Jamey, how are you?
Hey, Jeff, I'm great. You doing okay?
I'm doing good. I understand that when you were at North Greenville, you faced Mike Houston and Lenore Ryan a few times.
I did. We played when he was assistant defense coordinator there 1 year, I think in 10, and then the next year, his first year of head coach.
And how did those games go, and what's sort of his trademark, would you say, for his teams?
2010, they beat us. I think it was beat us by 120-19 or something like that. And then in 2011, I think we end up winning by 7, like a 34-27. And the thing that you're going to get is they're going to be, I think, two things. They're going to be very disciplined, very fundamental and everywhere. So they're not going to beat themselves. They're going to play very hard, very until the game ends. That's how those games were. But very well coached, and they're going to try to be the physical football team. From what I remember, a coach, that's one thing that he tries to make part of his identity is be very physical, and that shows with what he's done there in the short amount of time. What he's trying to do at the Citadel, they're going to be tough and physical, and it's a challenge for us just because the step up in the level of their type of play, because who they've played, they sort of know what it takes to play at that level consistently. And I think we're still learning there with the people that we played, not knocking that, but we have to be able to play at a high level, sustain a high level to be able to hang in this game coming up on Saturday. So that's been our big thing that we've been focusing on.
Jamey, you played Wofford, I believe, at home in the past, and you touched on this a little bit. What does it sort of mean to the campus, to the school, to get the Citadel up there, sort of your in-town rival?
Well, I think it's big twofold. Obviously, anytime you can try to get a Southern Conference team to come here, I think that's big just because that's who we're compared to as much as anything is our league. And then secondly, sort of being the red-headed stepchild, I guess, of the city. Anytime you can get Big Brother to come to your place, that's never happened. I think that shows, hopefully, the progress that our university's trying to make. Hopefully that it shows that, hey, there can be room for two universities in the city. It's obviously Citadel's been here a long time, and we've not. But hopefully people can recognize that we're trying to build a quality program, and that with the Citadel coming here, they're recognizing that and respecting what we're trying to do. And so that's what I hope happens, that people, regardless of the outcome of the game, that people realize that there's two teams here that are fighting for the same thing, and that we're trying to represent our universities the highest matter and instill character in our student athletes. And they see a good football game, and it's somebody that they don't have to cheer for, obviously, on Saturday, but maybe they're pulling for each other when they're not playing. And I hope that's what happens. People realize that we're trying to build a quality program as well.
Jamey, how big of a role did your win over the Citadel that was early last year, how big of a role did that play in the way your season turned out, do you think?
I think it was probably the catalyst, just because of the history we've had versus the Citadel, and not having a lot of success. And then when you take over a program that's not had some success, and you need something that sort of jump starts it. It's hard. I've taken over two programs, one that was a losing one that was a winning one. And the losing one will do anything you say. The winning one, they don't want to listen to you at all. But you need something. You need something to jumpstart that process if you're trying to get kids to, buy into what you're doing, and be able to win that game last year. I think just sort of sped the process up. Where if you went through a loss, you still got those doubters. But last year, I think after the victory, we didn't have any doubters, so that allowed us to start focusing on other things besides just trying to change their mindset. Mindset was done, and then now you can really focus on becoming a better team. And so I think that was a big part of it, and I think that helped us. And I think that's, not just that game, but just the season it's got us to where our expectations, it's not, oh man, hey, we won. We expect to win now. And if we don't, it's a disappointing, where I think there was a lot of hope previously. It's gone from hope to expectations, which I think is where you want your program to be. You expect to win games, even if maybe that team's considered better than you. You still expect to go out and play well and be successful.
You mentioned the teams the Citadel has played. What's your concern about how that might play out on Saturday? What difference that might make?
Well, I think one, just the speed at which they're going to play is a concern, because we've just not seen that. We've not seen that type of a speed and size combination, and you can't mimic that in your show teams and stuff. And not, as again, we played some solid teams, but not to the level of the Citadel. And then any time that you've played a high-level team, a top 5 team in the country, and then the number 1 team in the country, what type of intensity needs to be made over a 4-quarter period, a 4-quarter game. And I think what we've shown in our games is we've played maybe good for 2 quarters, or or whatever it may be, and we've not kept an intensity level up for a whole 4 quarters of a game. And where the Citadel, with the people they've had to play, that their whole mindset has had to be that from the get-go. And so that's a challenge, I think, for our coaching staff, is to make sure that we can match that type of intensity for that whole time. There's going to be intensity at the kickoff. Everybody's excited about a game, whether it's a rivalry or whatever. Everybody's excited about that. But for that whole 4 quarters, can we match that, or can we raise ours above theirs? I think that's, and they've been able to do that by the team they played. They've had to. And unfortunately, I've not got our team to do that yet. And so that's something on me that I've got to get our guys out of.
All right, Jamey, I look forward to seeing you on Saturday. Thank you.
All right, Jeff, thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. And, Coach, that's all the questions that are coming in for you, so we'll let you go. Thanks for joining us. Good luck Saturday night against the Citadel.
Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.
All right. Once again, Buccaneers, Bulldogs, 6 p.m. Saturday free on the Big South Network.